Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. We got a great show today, and of course, we're always looking at ways to beat the heat, so it's nice to be inside here at Middletown Cycling, and we're going to be talking about them a little bit later. But some of the things we're going to be talking about is bourbon, barbecue, and mayhem. We also are going to catch up with what's happening with Major Taylor, and also you're going to be doing a piece here with, of course, Middletown Cycling.
Yes.
And Destination Smooth Jazz 5. It's coming up. We'll be right back.
Harvey Morning Show is the best that there is. Period.
Yeah! Chap! Don't you make me...
Oh, I can work it around. We are here as usual.
That's too much. This the one.
We right here.
You wake up and catch me from 6 to 10 on your number one station for R&B, Magic 101.
Well, this first segment is pretty unique. It's going to take place out at the Harley-Davidson location, and it's called Bourbon, Barbecue, and Mayhem. So take a look at this. Well, we're here at Bluegrass Harley-Davidson, and it's out here very close to the new Mercedes-Benz location, so just to give you some point of reference. But they've got something very special that's coming up on August 8th and 9th. You can get in a little bit of kickboxing, a little bit of traditional boxing, and also enjoy some great barbecue. And the name of the event is Bourbon, Barbecue, and Mayhem. And I'm here with the two gentlemen that made it all possible. So I'm going to turn it to them and let them introduce themselves, give me a quick background on each of you all, and then we'll get into the show.
Sure. My name is Haven Harrington. I'm co-host and founder of Main Event Sports Show, the longest running sports show here in the city of Louisville on 96.1 FM. Big X Radio, been doing it for almost like 17, 18 years now.
All right, congrats.
Thank you.
How you doing? I'm Chef John Rayleigh. I'm also a co-founder of Chef's Cut Pizzeria, gourmet pizzeria located here in Louisville, Kentucky. Also J Enterprise Services, which is also a gourmet catering chef service as well for professional and high-end events that we do events all over the country.
Well, you know, it's nice meeting you both. Now, you give me your background. Now I'm trying to figure out, how did you all end up in the sports promotion? So tell us about how this venture came together.
For me, it's quite natural, being a sports talk radio show host. We've held several events before. We've actually promoted MMA events like 10, 12 years ago. So we decided now's the time. We hooked up with our good friend here, Chef Rayleigh, our Louisville's own celebrity chef. We was like, let's put an event together that's going to be unique, that we can do yearly, that can be a pinnacle for this community. So we came up with the Bourbon Barbecue Mayhem, a 2-night event here at Harley-Davidson, out at Bluegrass Harley-Davidson, here on Terracotta Crossing Boulevard. And it's a great event with the great facilities, and we're excited to have it.
All right, so tell me about the connection with Harley-Davidson.
So Harley-Davidson came on board with me a couple years ago. We had an awesome turnout of about probably 500-600 people. We have live music. Like what I'm doing with these guys right here, we're bringing in celebrity pitmasters as well as chefs that will be coming in, that will be executing dishes. There'll be a meet and greet and whatnot. So these guys at Harley, they eat it up. So you got hog and you got Harley hogs. So these guys, they love it. It's a great event, that we do here, that these guys, they look forward to every year. And for them to come on again as a sponsor, it's a blessing.
So when somebody comes out here on Friday or Saturday, just give us like a rundown of what that evening is going to look like.
Oh, sure. So if you come out here on Friday between 5 and 7, we're going to have, that's going to be our barbecue portion of the event. We're going to have 7 pit masters from across the country are going to be here. So you can sample barbecue from, St. Louis, Texas, just all over. They're going to be here. They're going to be here with Operation Barbecue Relief, which is a great organization we're happy to partner with. So all the proceeds from barbecue purchase, that event's going to go to Operation Barbecue Relief. So they do things like there's a natural disaster, things of that nature. They donate money and their time. They're down there feeding first responders, things of that nature. So We're happy for that. So we got the Southern Pit Master cooking for you. You're going to have live music, a DJ, a bouncy house for the kids. It's going to be just an event that everybody can come to. And then at 7 o'clock at night, doors open on Friday night. We'll have kickboxing. Some of the best kickboxing you've ever seen. We got some of the best fighters from around the region are going to be here for that event. And then on Saturday from 4 to 7, once again, our chef's going to be here cooking barbecue for you. And we're going to have an amateur barbecue competition. We're going to have 6 folks out here. They're going to do their best. They're going to compete for a top prize for our barbecue competition. Our good friend Chef Rayleigh, he's going to be filming several episodes of his hit TV show, Chopping Up with Chef. And then starting at 7 o'clock that night, the boxing begins. And this is going to be a great card. We have a local heavyweight champion, undefeated Timothy Mayhem Moten is going to be fighting Sergio Garcia from Mexico City, Mexico. We have Daniel Ivarowski. He's the number two cruiserweight out of Israel. He's going to be here fighting another undefeated fighter, and Anthony Price. We got the number 2 ranked women's super featherweight in the country. She's going to be fighting that night. So, we got, and we also have the number 1 cruiserweight, Sebastian Barakov from Costa Rica. He's going to be here fighting Chris Bennett, and we have about 5 or 6 other fights. It's going to be a good fight card. We guys from all over the world are going to be here. And there's going to be top-ranked fighters from all over the world going to be here fighting as well. So, hey, it's going to be awesome.
I think it's a unique concept. I think this is their second year doing it, but it's something for everybody. So for young folks, the kids, great food. And if you like kickboxing or boxing, this is going to be the venue for you. And it's 2 days, Friday, August the 8th, and Saturday, August the 9th.
I just think the title is catchy.
Yes.
Bourbon,
Yeah.
barbecue, it's just something good
And
good.
mayhem. Yeah. So it should be a lot of fun. We'll take another break and back with more.
It's gonna be the morning rock. Let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Bill's number 1 for hip hop.
Early in the morning.
96 point.
Hi, my name is Lauren Horton Yates. I'm a digital media specialist here at Louisville Water, and I am in charge of the company's social media accounts and digital media. I found this opportunity. I used to work in the news, so this was a great transition. Our vice president of communications, she runs our department like a newsroom, so this was an easy transition for me. The most satisfying and the best part of this job is that every day is different. I get to interview employees as well as people in the community, a lot of our community partners. And I also get to cover a lot of community events as well. We have award-winning Louisville Pure Tap. There's no need to buy bottled water because you have great tasting, some of the best tasting water in America coming right out of your faucet. This is a great place to work. We have excellent benefits. Even though we service more than 1 million people, this is actually one of the smaller companies. We have around 500 people. So it's actually like a family here at Louisville Water. Advice I would have for someone looking for a career in digital media is to never stop learning. There's always new opportunities to take part in, and there's always something new around the corner. So just taking those skills of writing, journalism, as well as videography, and using them for the public good. When I travel, I try to take a Louisville Pure Tap bottle with me because we have some of the best tasting water, and it's hard to beat that on the road.
We got an opportunity to catch up with Angie Airwood with the Major Tailor Association. So take a look at this. I'm here with Angie Airwood, who is the board chair of the Filson Club. And the Filson Club, a lot of you may be familiar with the name, but not necessarily some of the great things that they're doing out in the community. One of the programs they have, they work with the Major Tailor Group, which is one of the earliest African-American bikers and bike organizations. So she's going to talk a little bit about that and some of the other things that are happening. First of all, welcome to Urban Lifestylez.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's the Filson Historical Society, and I suspect a lot of your audience may have heard about the Filson Historical Society. But if you're like me, you have perception that it was for old, rich, maybe white folk. And I am currently the chair of the board and just want to get the message out that the Filson Historical Society is doing really important work to engage with the Black and brown communities here in Louisville and the Ohio Valley. Since we're standing in a cycling shop, I should mention that we recently had a program about Black cyclists and cycling in Louisville and in the Ohio Valley. We've had a number of other programs that I think are worth highlighting, and you might get on the website and see if you can find some of those older programs on our YouTube channel. We had a program on Black beauty queens. We had a lawyer and genealogist named Charles Holman, who had done extensive research on his family here at the Filson, and then used that research to really help him understand about his ancestry and some of his slaves who were his ancestors who were enslaved here in Kentucky and then broke free to make it to Canada. He's come back to tell us his story and the research that he was able to do. We recently partnered and collaborated with the Louisville Slugger Museum to talk about Black baseball and the history of Black baseball here in Louisville. And then we have a signature lecture series called the Gertrude Polk Brown Lecture Series, and a few months ago Jonathan Eig was here in town to promote and to talk about his book, which is allegedly the definitive biography of Martin Luther King Jr. And so we have an upcoming program that I want to make sure to plug. It's an exhibit that's coming soon called Black Homecoming, Kentucky Kinship in Photography. I made some notes so that I wouldn't screw that up. But really, I just think it's important for the Black and brown folks to know that the Filson is committed to telling their stories and their history, and I really would encourage everybody in our Louisville community or in the wider Ohio Valley, if you're Black and brown and you've got some interest in history or your own family's history, give us a look at the Filson and see what we're offering in terms of programming and exhibiting. I bet there's going to be something that they're going to find that will be of interest.
So if people want to get more engaged with the Filson in relationship to programming or maybe something that they're doing themselves or finding out more, how do they get that information?
The Filson Historical Society, and there's lots of drop-down menus that'll tell you about our upcoming programs. It'll tell you about how to join if you're interested in being a member. It'll allow you to look through some of our past programs, look ahead to some of our future programs to find something that's of interest to them.
Major Taylor, talk a little bit about his impact from what you've learned since you've been associated with the Filson.
Yeah, well, I confess that I don't know much, and it's on my to-do list to go look at that program that we had at the Filson so that I can learn more. But obviously influential. As we're standing here in the bike shop, even I didn't know about the history of the Black cycling groups here in our community. And so that's just important, and it gives an opportunity for all of us to learn a little something more. So I need to go do some homework myself, Max, and learn a little bit more about the Black cycling history here in Louisville.
Well, I think this is a great story, and definitely thanks for sharing that, because I'm sure everybody out there has some probably misconceptions, as you said, relates to the Filson Club. I know I did myself. So it's glad that you are here to kind of set the record straight.
Well, glad to be here, and don't hesitate to look us up. I think you'll see there's some wonderful things happening at the Filson as it pertains to, our community.
Just one last question. How long have you been the president?
I've been the board chair since January, so I'm still pretty new in my 2-year term as chair of the board, but I've been on the board a handful of years. In fact, I came on the board sort of at the tail end of COVID. So I've just really been proud of the engagement that I've had and the opportunity to have to get the message out across our community that there's something for the Filson for everyone.
So, again, leave them with that information, how they can contact you, that email address, that website, whatever it is.
The easiest way is the Filson Historical Society. You put that in your Google search bar and we'll pop right up, and then you can play all over the website. And then, of course, if you want to reach out to me, my email is edwards, EDWARDS, lmick.com, and I can get you in touch with some people at the Filson who can help you get engaged.
You know, it's glad to see that the organization is growing and things that are happening that are so positive. And it's, you know, a lot of people don't know the impact that him being an African American, what he's had on the biking industry. So being able to catch up with her and get some of the background and the details and what's being happening here locally, it's great.
And I'm just excited that we even have a chapter here.
Right.
We have, you know, presence here in our city, because when we travel, we meet different people that are associated with it in other cities. So Louisville can put a thumbs up there on the map for them, too.
We'll take another break and back with more. I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And join us for Destination Smooth Jazz 5 at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. One special night with bassist Julian Vaughn and saxophonist Jasmine Gint.
It's going to be Saturday, September the 6th, and we're bringing back that old Walnut Street vibe, the best in smooth jazz, culture, and more. Now, there may be others, but they're not like this.
Get your tickets now. Tennis Club, and we are inviting you to join us this summer for the 2025 season, because we're going to be playing tennis on hard courts and clay courts, and guess what? It's absolutely free.
It's absolutely free, and we're actively recruiting existing middle, high school girls and boys to join our juniors program. Juniors are ages 12 to 18. We provide professional coaching, year-round play for you guys, stipends to buy your equipment, your shoes, or whatever is needed. So if you're interested in learning and growing, come on down. We're glad to have you. Come one, come all.
So join us at the West Louisville Tennis Club. Well, as always, we're here at Middle of Town Cycling. So that means, Denise, you've got some great biking news today.
Yes, I do. I'm just fascinated anything to do about my bike, and I ride better, I ride safer, and I can have more fun doing it all.
Yeah, and you look good.
Oh, thank you.
Well, so take a look at this.
So I'm smiling because we're here at one of my favorite places, which is Middle of Town Cycling. And I'm here with Nira, and we're going to talk about bicycles, because everything with bikes is family friendly. But this one is it really warms my heart about the little people. So Nira, welcome back to Urban Lifestyle.
Well, thank you very much for being here.
And I see these little bikes all the time. They fascinate me, and I see kids out sometimes with no training wheels on and their little tykes. So let's talk about the bikes and at what age we should start and all the things about safety we need to know.
So they make bikes for kids, and this, I wish we had something like this when I was growing up, because we had training wheels, and when we needed to transfer over to like a regular adult bike, we couldn't balance ourselves. So a lot of these newer kids bikes come with no crank, like no pedal. It's just a balance bike is what they call them. And so kids as young as like 8-9 months, when they start to walk, they can kind of get on a bike, at least straddle the bike, and then kind of push themselves and eventually start riding a bike without needing training wheels in the future. So they start with 12-inch bikes that have no pedals, and that's how you get them started.
I never would have thought we were talking about like Fred Flintstone, kind of like with the feet.
Basically, just go natural, right?
Wow.
But then you have kids that grow into bike, they grow out of the old bike very quickly, and then you have to then size them according to their height and where they're riding, how they're riding, who they're riding with. So then you get into some really different other kids bikes, and then you have like varieties of different sizes that you can get into.
Now, one of the things I'm thinking about on the little tykes, I see there's a difference in seat heights right here.
Right. So the seat height, again, it can be adjusted to the kid, so they're easily adjustable. And basically, this just gives you a room to, like, if your kid is not growing too fast or is growing fast, it gives you the adjustability of keeping the one bike for the child for a slightly bit longer amount of time. It also helps with giving them the right kind of pedaling height. So all of these seats, you see, if you look at the seats, they can all be adjusted. What we need to pay attention to is the tire size, and then you kind of adjust that with the age that they're at and what level of riding they're at. So most bikes around 20-inch wheels will still come with training wheels, but mostly anything over that 20-inch wheel size are usually only bikes that come with gears and no training wheels at that point.
Okay, I'm kind of going way back. I remember, like you said, when I was especially coming up with the training wheels, it was always like, I want to take them off, but I felt intimidated. And is there some type of rule that you still should follow in regards to the progression of the kid and the training wheels on or off?
A lot of times it's just practice. I mean, you're out there with your child, you're holding them in the back, and at some point they're just going to figure it out. We've done it where if you're an older child that has never learned how to ride a bicycle, you can buy a bike that is their size, but then you can then remove the pedals and use that as a push bike, and then you can just get your balance right. And then when you think they're ready for the next step, you just put those pedals back on the bike, and they should hopefully pick it up. But then there are assisting tools. They make a little handle that you can put on the back of the bike. So back in the day, we would just have to bend over and hold the child. You don't have to do that anymore. There's a little bike handle. You can kind of stay in the back. And, when they feel like they may feel that you're still holding them, but you could just take your hand off the handle and they should be able to ride.
Okay, so now I know one of the safety measures would be the helmet, and how long can they stay in certain size helmets and things like that?
So kids grow, some kids grow really quick and some kids don't, depending on, but typically a bike that is sized correctly for a child, you could at least spend a couple of years on that bike without having to change it. And like to your point of safety, helmet's a good idea. Keeping your tires inflated is also very essential. And basically just keeping the bike overall clean and maintained is a good way to protect your investment.
Well, it's always, Nira's got great information. And, it's just good to have still like a neighborhood bike shop where you're going to get that personal care that you need.
Yeah. And especially, I just love that bike riding has become to be so much more popular.
Yeah.
And especially in, whatever age bracket you fall in. It's just a good, fun exercise to do.
Yeah, and it's something you can do for life. And I'm really enjoying seeing more and more bike lanes coming up around the city because safety is so important. We'll take another break and we'll be right back.
Hello. It is Tyler here, and I am coming to you on site, asking you if you have already clocked and prepped your outfits for this Derby and Easter, honestly. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go shopping. We know Derby is very colorful. We know Derby is full of patterns. We know it's very whimsical. It can be romantic. So let's go in here. Let's find some bases. I won't be trying on hats because they don't just have hats on deck here in North Carolina. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to try on some bases that will go with any hat, whether you go really avant-garde or keep it cute. I'm going to try on some bases, some plains, and some patterns that will go with any hat of your choosing or fascinator. So let's go in here, see what they got, and give you some inspo for this Derby 2025. Is it just me? Like, trying on clothes literally takes a lot out of me. So hopefully you all got some inspo because that was a lot of work trying on all those clothes. But yes, great bases. You can never go wrong with fun pleats, a whimsical ruffle. I love a sweet dress. Let it be hanging with a great silhouette. There's a lot of options, so check the stores around you, find you some bases, and get your outfits clocked for Derby, okay? I want to see you guys show up and show out.
You know, we've been telling you about it, and we've been saying that it's coming soon. And September the 6th, Destination Smooth Jazz 5 at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. It's going to be one fantastic night, and you don't want to miss it. And Denise, tell them who's coming.
Oh, we have the fabulous bassist, Julian Bond.
Yes.
And also we have saxstress. That will be who?
Jasmine Gint.
I had to test him. Yeah, both of them are phenomenal artists. It's going to be a live show, good energy, good music, good vibes at our new location.
Yes, the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. And we have two layers or two prices in terms of tickets. $75 is a VIP ticket, which gives you a VIP reception, meet and greet with both of the artists. There's wine tasting, bourbon tasting, and it's just a opportunity to get more up close and personal, you know, with the event. And then the general admission tickets are only $65 each, but there's not a bad seat in the house at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. And what we're doing is we're bringing back what people who are from Louisville are very familiar with, was the old Walnut Street vibe, and we're trying to recreate some of that.
Yeah, it's just coming out for a good evening, good music, good vibes. You can buy drinks, you can buy food. If they want to indulge in cigars, it's just all there. So just come out for a fabulous evening, good food, music, drinks, and let's get this on because you don't want to miss it.
Right, and this is all made possible through a partnership with the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, Louisville Tourism, Kentucky Arts and Heritage Cabinet, and a lot more sponsors, and we really, really appreciate their support. Get your tickets now. And I am so happy that we're going to be grandparents, and I'm just looking forward to it. I think I've already got my grandparents' name. I think I'm going to be G-Dad.
Yeah, I have my name. I mean, now with my swaggy wag, she'll bring a plethora of different things of lifestyle, and now it's going to include baby life things.
Right,
so it's going to be pretty good. And I have my grandma name, which is Sweet D for Sweet D, D for Denise.
That works. And, you know, I just think it's just going to be an exciting time.
And I'm up for the task.
Yeah, I am too. I don't think she thought that we were, because she's sending us to grandparents class.
And I've took the grandparent class, and I'm glad I did, because a lot has changed since I've been indulged in baby life.
Right. And I'm going to take the class. I was just busy at the time, but since they're online, we'll both be able to get it done.
He says he can still do it from years ago.
Right. I think as long as you know where a diaper goes, you're good. And a car seat. Those are the two major items. You know what? I think that's our show.
Oh, that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles. And remember to take the shot.
Bye.